So today is August 2nd, 2024. It's a hard one to pronounce, so forgive me if I pronounce it wrong. I think it's French. I am at Holy Sepulchre Cemetery in Southfield, Michigan. The reason why I'm here has got a story to it. This is my first filming of a cemetery. Last couple of weeks I've visited a few, and this is me. So YouTube for me, all I did was watch, my music videos. There's no more MTV. I like my 80s and 90s rock, 2000s even. And I'd go on YouTube and, watch concerts and check out music, and every once in a while maybe something else. But earlier this year, end of January, beginning of February, on my local news here in Detroit, as I'm born and raised in Detroit, wife and I were watching the news, and they had this segment about these two American bald eagles in Big Bear, California, and that they had 3 eggs, and hundreds of thousands of people around the world watching this live feed. So the wife and I, there's Jackie and Shadow is their name, and they're out of Big Bear, California. So the wife and I, we started waiting for these eggs to hatch. Get up in the morning, check on them. Get home from work, check on the eggs. For months, it's sad, they did not hatch. Anyways, so from following YouTube a little bit more than just music videos, I seen this guy. It's called Grim Life. He was doing a special on, so they do land locations, movie locations. And he was doing the Goonies in Astoria. Caught my eye. My wife's in Portland, Oregon. It's my second home. I lived there 2001 to 2010. I've been to Astoria a few times. So I watched it. Then YouTube likes to pair you up with things that you've been watching. And then I've seen these other guys that would do famous graves, other movie locations. And there's this one guy, he's been doing it for a long time. His YouTube channel, check it out. If you're seeing this video, take the time and look at his. It's called Scott on Tape. He goes to a lot of places. He's in Canada. He lives in Canada. He comes to Detroit a lot. We have a Motown. Diana Ross family has a mausoleum at Woodlawn Cemetery. Rosa Parks. The late Aretha Franklin. So anyways, what brings me here is about a week ago, he was out at Whitechapel Cemetery. And people who live in the Detroit area, we know that cemetery. The big sign off the freeway. And Jack Kevorkian, he was doing, it was on Jack Kevorkian, John DeLorean, who I've met. He got his autograph before. That's another story. Lee Iacocca, who was with Chrysler. And Lee Iacocca, he was the one who came up with the concept for the minivan. Saved Chrysler. Well, anyways, he was looking for a gentleman by the name of Jack Adams. He is a Detroit Red Wings. He died in 1968. I've not done a whole lot of research. I don't even know how to edit these videos yet. So this is going to be uncut. I'm going to live with it the way it is. I'm not going to delete it. I've been through that. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. My voice. Oh, well. When you get to be my age, that's what you look like at 56 from Detroit. Anyways, so what brings me here is he could not find Jack Adams' headstone. And the office told him they didn't have much information, which he felt he thought that was kind of strange, and so did I. I've been to cemeteries, you know, I go see my grandparents, my parents, and back in the day, when I was younger, a friend of mine, we used to go to older cemeteries, further out, a couple hours or hour or so from Detroit. And those small little ones out in the middle of nowhere, they always got that cool Gothic gate around it. And we would look for graves, headstones from the 1800s, 1700s, just to see out the old ones. Anyways, so back to my story today. He could not find the headstone. Kind of bumped him out. He's pretty good, man. The guy, he locates what he's looking for. He knows what he's doing. He's been doing this a long time. He's very dedicated to what he does. He has a heart. You can just tell. He cares about children. He cares about animals. He's got respect. And it got me thinking. It's just sad that a headstone is so buried, so deep. I've had to do it for my great-grandparents. You clean it out. You know, you clean it and lift it up if you can. But I just felt bad. I was like, nobody's visited this guy in that many years. He's sunken. So I went there, and come to find out, he's not at that location. Jack Adams is here at this location. So I come yesterday, I find a John Adams. Okay, it's not him, it's Jack James Adams. And I wake up this morning, I'm like, John Adams. My dad was John. My great-grandfather was John. I'm also a John. But I remember when I was a kid, my dad's friends would call him Jack. Hey, Jack, what's going on, Jack? How you doing, Jack? One day I asked my dad, Dad, why do they keep calling you Jack? Well, son, that's a nickname for John back in the day. Okay, I scratched my head and kept on going. My dad is he's French-Canadian. His side of the family is from like over in Windsor and that. Anyways, so I did a little research, and I woke up this morning, and it dawned on me that John Adams, that was him. So I come here, I go to the office, very nice people. Well, yesterday I came, I see the John Adams, I leave, I come back today, I go to the office, they look it up, yep, sure enough, it's Jack Adams, it's John Adams. Which brings me here, and there he is. The late John James Adams. So I mentioned it, and I believe this would be his wife. I had to clean it up a little bit. They were a little buried. It's been a while since someone's been here. It took me a while to find them myself, even with a map. So I just I stayed at it. It took me a couple days. Well, truthfully, it took me about a week with other things to do. On my way here, I was coming down 8 Mile, and heading east on the other side of 8 Mile was a big cemetery, a big funeral passing me. They had the Detroit police escorting it, blocking off the intersections, 3 deep Detroit police cars at the end of it, so nobody would even pass, not even respectfully passing it on the left. It dawned on me. That was Abdul the Duke, the last founding member of the Four Tops. So I did a U-turn. I went to Woodlawn Cemetery, and sure enough, I did a short video on it. We'll see if I got to get that posted. Like I said, I don't know how to do the editing. I will learn it. I've found out you need an app for this, and an app for that, and a different app over here, and an app for audio, and an app for this, and here an app, there an app, everywhere an app. But anyways, it's been a long day. It's been a long couple days. And once again, like I said, I just felt bad that his headstone, nobody could find it. And that nobody's been there to visit. So, here I am. I found him. Rest in peace, Mr. Jack Adams. His birth name is John. And I believe this is his wife. And to show my respects that I was here to visit, I'm going to leave a penny And I'll also leave a penny for Helen. And by the dates, I'm going to say it's his wife. Could be sister, but I did not look on the web for that, the internet. But I did here have a question, because on the internet, it says John Jack was born 1894, but his headstone is 1895. They assured me that it is him. It's in the van. This place is really nice. They give a whole list. They have it already copied. They just hand it to you of all the famous people in here. I have not looked at it yet. Didn't have my glasses, so there's that excuse. But I will be back, because I also wanted to do one when I found out that Jack was here. Mike Ilitch, the owner of the Detroit Red Wings, also the founder of Little Caesars Pizza, he is also here. And I thought about doing that one today at the same time. Makes sense, even though I live close enough. But the steps are being redone, and they said we could get the grounds guy to walk me through the back, the way they're doing the families, but I'll come back. Don't go through all that. This one over here, it's kind of got my eye. My last name is Davis, John Davis. And when you see your name, it's kind of different. And the YouTube channel is Detroit John. Short story about that. Like I said, my wife is from Portland, Oregon. I lived out there for 10 years. That's where I got that name, Detroit John. So I figured it was good enough for Portland. It's good enough for Detroit. Well, that was my first video that I feel I'm going to post it, upload it, whatever they call it nowadays. But I do know this, if I haven't mentioned it. Jack Adams is the only hockey player to have won a Stanley Cup as a player, as a coach, and as a manager, I believe. I love the Detroit Red Wings. I've been to 2 Stanley Cup playoffs. I've been to a Stanley Cup game when we won it at home at Joe Louis. I used to work at Joe Louis back in the 80s. Do that story with Mike Ilitch. He ended up purchasing it. We purchased the Wings, I believe, in 92. So I worked there before that, I think 87, 86, 87. Well, he would have been my boss. But when I come back and I do one on Mike Ilitch, I'll also do like Tom Monahan. Yeah, the little pizza thing going, Domino's Pizza and Little Caesars Pizza. Tell you, this place, it's peaceful, it's quiet. Well, yeah, of course it's quiet. Beautiful deer, turkeys, a lot of turkeys. Yesterday I seen an alligator snapping turtle coming up out of the pond, walk across the street, and he was huge. This is off of 10 Mile Telegraph in Southfield. Well, if you enjoyed this, so they say on YouTube, hit like, subscribe, because I guess I'm gonna maybe do some more of these. And if you like it, subscribe. I live in Detroit. Detroit's interesting. It ain't going to be all cemeteries and famous people, but maybe do some scanner calls. Some other places downtown. I posted 3 videos, short ones, or uploaded, as they say. I was learning to do a YouTube, and so I had a couple on my phone already that I used. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this. I am just happy that I was able to find. It's not my family. I'm not a wing nut, as they call the diehard Detroit Red Wings. But I do like the Wings. But just watching Scott on tape, that he couldn't find it. For all I know, he's found it since then, that he's been here. He might have been the last one that cleaned it. If you see this Scott on tape, let me know. if you did find it. If not, here he is. I believe his wife. So, once again, if you're seeing this, look him up. Scott on Tape. If I wouldn't have seen that one, it got me off the couch. Gave me something to do. I was determined. Once I get something going, I get determined. I was going to find it, and I was going to clean it off. Make sure he was seen. Alrighty. I'm going to get back in my rattling work van and head out home. It is hot. It is muggy. And that is the wife right there asking how I'm doing. I'm a-doing. Like I said, it's hot. It's muggy. Last night, I'm surprised this place isn't flooded. We had thunderstorms all night long. It rained all night long. On the news this morning, of course, some of the roads were flooded. When I went over to Woodlawn Cemetery, I'm surprised it wasn't flooded, because that cemetery does flood. If I can learn how to edit these and put those two videos together, I will. If not, it'll be posted. I thought I locked myself out of my van. I did lock the keys in the van, but the passenger side window that was down enough. I could reach in and unlock it. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this. Hit like, subscribe. There'll be many more. Thank you.